It's time for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Brood Awakening Coffee, with 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, Highway 62 412 at Balmer Boulevard, and the Walmart East Plaza. And now, Down on the Corner.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas and Southern Missouri. It is Thursday, December 6, 2018. It is 7 a.m.
Whoop, whoop. Did it rain on you coming in a little bit?
Just a little fine mist. I didn't even have to turn the wipers on.
Yeah, that's about the same for me. It's just a little fine mist coming in. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I was listening to Bob Knight about 5:30, 5:45, and they were on the other side of town. They were having a little bit of shower, but not much.
East of us, they're getting a little bit icy.
Oh, were they really?
In it. Yeah.
Where's that?
It looked like all the way from, it was kind of on a diagonal line through Calico just east of Mountain Home, but it's kind of all pushing east. So
really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We should be all right for today.
The main subject of the day is weather. We'll get to that in a minute. Right now, I need to tell you about Brood Awakening Coffee. We're enjoying Brood Awakening Coffee. Hope you're doing the same. Brood Awakening Coffee with 3 locations to serve you. As you heard in the introduction, we got Baxter Regional Medical Center, 62 East Plaza, out by Anytime Fitness, and of course Balmer Boulevard. It's going to be very busy coming up here in about 3 minutes. And Mike and his gang.
All the kids stopping by to get a pickup before school.
And
then you got all the teachers stopping by just so they can keep up with the kids.
Makes me wonder who's late, the kids or the teachers waiting in line for the coffee. Anyway, Mike and his gang been with us for quite a while, even back in the radio days. Brood Awakening Coffee, the best coffee in town. If you're not drinking Brood Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water, right? What are you doing? You're drinking smart water today?
You got
the dumb water today.
Dumb water, Sam's Choice, cheap stuff.
He found out the smart water wasn't working.
Hey, Lily, do you drink coffee?
No.
No, I don't blame you.
Yeah, I don't either. Been drinking 4 cups every morning for 20 years. Ain't got the habit yet, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen to it.
I mean, imagine having that kind of asphalt down in your...
Well, the good thing about coffee we don't use, we sell to the street department to fill potholes.
There you go.
Check out Brood Awakening Coffee. Of course, we joke around a lot with the strong coffee that I make, but
I will say this: they have awesome coffee. We just give Dale a hard time because he believes in the maximum strength. But their coffee is awesome. Their cinnamon rolls are the bomb. You need to stop by.
Need to stop by. Brood Awakening Coffee with 3 locations in Mountain Home to serve you. And of course, the morning weather. Well, let's do the prayer first, and we come up to the weather.
You're
right?
just all messed up today, aren't you?
The weather's on my mind. I mean, the morning prayer brought to you by Roller Funeral Homes. With all our respect, around the state of Arkansas, the utmost in professionalism and just they bend over backwards to help, and they really do. So Roller Funeral Homes across the state of Arkansas. Once again, one of our fine students from Mountain Home Christian Academy, Lily, is here this morning. Let me tell you a little bit about Mountain Home Christian Academy. They take no government monies. They teach no Common Core. A great Christian atmosphere with an outstanding curriculum and educators, and they work very, very hard to make sure that these kids are very well educated at Mountain Home Christian Academy. So this morning, Lily is going to be bringing our prayer. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, and please help the people that are fighting for our country to be safe and just have strength so they can help our country and help the people that don't have any homes and the poor ones that are homeless so they can feel better, and the people that kill the animals stop doing it.
Amen. Can we show your picture? This is so neat. She drew a little picture of what to pray for. Is this your cat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is so cool. Look at
that
here.
is cool. They don't write. She didn't write it out,
but
she actually drew pictures for her, and I think that's neat.
That is so good.
That is cool.
You know, this is an example of the education that you get at Mountain Home Christian Academy, and you know these kids are doing things that grown people will not do. This chair is open to anybody who wants to come and do the morning prayer. These kids come in here at 6:50, 6:55, get the camera angle set. They sit here, and we'll talk and visit a little bit. But I'm so impressed with Mountain Home Christian Academy. If you can help them financially, call them at 424-6622. Once again, they take no government monies, teach no Common Core. Mountain Home Christian Academy. So are you enjoying your school year?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Have you learned all of your colors and your numbers and your alphabet yet, or are you still learning all that?
I already learned it.
That's good. I know you're smart. I know.
You're smarter than Dale then.
So, what's your favorite part of Mountain Home Christian Academy?
What's the funnest thing you like to do there?
The best thing you like to do?
Have recess and make crafts.
Wow.
See, it's
Make
just
crafts.
like my son. Favorite subject was recess. There's
I'm
nothing
impressed.
wrong
These-
with that.
Outstanding students, Mountain Home Christian Academy. I'm so impressed. Well, what do you think about the weather forecast? You know what the weather forecast is? That's what the guys are out there trying to guess what's going to happen. So here's the weather forecast. Brought to you by Old Time Restaurant on the Square. Oh, that trumpet. Try
Hey, it
that
was a
again.
little better
Take
today.
Two. Take two.
How's that? The
Never
weather.
mind.
The weather brought to you by Old Time Restaurant.
What's the special today, Scooter?
We've got 2 pancakes, 2 sausage and eggs, 2 bacon for $5.88. Can't beat it. Or we got our homemade chicken pot pie. Have you had that yet?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I am not a chicken pot pie fan because my parents grew up with those little things you get, the frozen ones.
I still eat those too, but yours are like.
I do not like them at all. But Kimmy's, I like hers. She makes a great chicken pot pie. So you got chicken pot
Putting
pie.
it blunt. That's like saying I just found $3 million in the backyard, and I really enjoy that.
Okay, show's over. We're getting the money. We'll be back.
Yeah.
Yeah, she makes great chicken pot pie, and it's, on the cooler day, that's a good meal. Comes
bet.
with 2 sides, roller cornbread for $6.88. Just remember when you're there, find Amanda and give her a hard time.
She's going to put you in the doghouse during the
Oh,
snowstorm.
she loves it. She's going to dish it back, so just be prepared, I'm telling you. You ever, all right, I hate to ask this because I think the Christian Academy kids have got this, box around the square that they don't go into. Hey, have you ever been to the Old Time Restaurant, Lily?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Yay!
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 All right, somebody's been there. I'm like getting nervous asking this question. But do you like pancakes?
Mm-hmm.
Our
There
pancakes
you
are
go.
huge. And if you're real nice and you ask the waitress, Kimmy's really good at making them into animals.
Really?
Yeah, she can make all these different, she's made dogs and
Really?
all these different
You
animals
got
out
a
of
talented
pancakes.
cook back there.
Yeah.
Wow.
She knows what she's doing.
The Old Time Restaurant on the Square in Mountain Home, Monday through Friday, 7 to 2, on Saturday till 11. Best breakfast, best lunch in town. Just like going home to Grandma's house. Really enjoy it. I'm looking forward to Saturday morning. Watch it snow on Courthouse Square and sit there and have breakfast.
There you go.
There you go. Morning weather brought to you by Old Time Restaurant on the Square in Mountain Home. Morning, Sheriff. We've got 33 degrees in Mountain Home. It's 41 in Harrison, 38 at Hardy, 34 at Mountain View, 39 with showers at Yellville, Marshall at 34, Calico Rock at 33, St. Louis at 39, while Poplar Bluff is at 33, 41 at Branson, 37 at West Plains, but 12 degrees at Watford City, North Dakota. That's where my son and daughter
That's right. To live there, you should have to suffer that.
You'd be drinking coffee instead of smart water at that temperature. Okay, now for all the graphs and the models to see what's going on. This is what they're saying from Weather Nation. And let's see if I can, there you go.
I got it.
Yeah. So you can see the extreme purple. That's like off the chart for snowstorms. I mean, this is what we, snow is okay, but this much may be a little bit dangerous. Anyway, that's what they're saying here. On the Doppler radar right now, there's not much showing up. You see it across I-70 from Kansas City into St. Louis, a little bit that Scooter was talking about over on Calico Rock. And let's go ahead and we'll hit the Little Rock stop. Well, keep in mind we do have the showers off the coast of California right now, and that's the factor that's going to be the determining factor for our weather. So the Little Rock stop shows some activity in the northern part of the state, Batesville to Mountain Home. That affects most of the state highways and a few of the major highways in the northern part of the state. Anyway, 62, 412 around Mountain Home, Yellville towards Harrison's affected, east towards Salem and Hardy. Then, of course, down around Batesville, Highway 67, 167 that goes from Batesville and then on up to Poplar Bluff from Little Rock. A little bit down around Pine Bluff, and then we have moderate showers all the way down to Mena. So this is where iDrive Arkansas comes in handy, so we know exactly what's going on. A little bit of the interstates are affected, I-40 west of Little Rock and I-40 east of Little Rock, but I-30 towards Hot Springs, Texarkana in pretty good shape right now. Taking a look at Missouri, we'll go up to the St. Louis stop here. We got some shower activity precip, I should say, along I-70, Columbia to St. Louis, I-70, I-44, halfway between Rolla and St. Louis on 44. There's a little bit showing up. East St. Louis, Illinois, east on I-64, Mount Vernon, nothing going on there, but Interstate 70 around Vandalia, Effingham, Illinois. They've got showers activity right there. Carlinville, Springfield, Decatur, Illinois. And let's see, what else do we need to check here? I think that's about it on the radar, but here's what we have. We are under a winter weather advisory. Of course,
did they do an advisory now? Because it was just a watch.
Let's see. Winter storm watch.
Yeah, winter storm watch.
Friday noon to Saturday night. So everybody knows we've got the chance of precipitation that could be freezing or non-freezing. We've got temperature ranging today from 40 degrees to 30 tonight, 38 tomorrow, 29 tomorrow night, 33 on Saturday, 28 on Saturday night, 37 on Sunday, 24 Sunday night, and then 40 on Monday with mostly sunshiny skies. Now, here's what I need to bring up. I was watching Ron Hurst on he had let's see where I can find this here, forecast. Let me go back here. Yeah, this right here is what he was explaining. You see this low pressure right here that's to the west of California. Okay, that is not on it hasn't made landfall yet. And what he explained, this low pressure that's right above the NOAA sign, that's the kicker. You see the high pressure in Nebraska?
Okay.
He says what you have are two flows. The high pressure is coming across Nebraska, northern Missouri, and that's where you're getting that I-70 from Kansas City to St. Louis. Depending on where this low travels is what's going to affect our weather on Friday. So if this low comes across and goes closer to Mexico, that could bring warmer air and push the colder air farther north, which means we get rain and less snow. But if the low tracks between mid-state California, northern California, Nevada into Utah, Colorado, it can push the colder air down and we get plastered. So that's the big if right there. This little L right here. So Lily, you need to pray for that low pressure right there to go to Mexico. That way we can get warmer air instead of cold air. But that's the kicker. That's what there was a Facebook feed this morning. I watched Ron Hurst on Channel 3. Nevertheless, that's what we've got coming up. So
there you go. We got weather coming of some kind.
Of some kind, yeah.
Of some kind.
And then by Monday, 40 degrees, sunshiny skies. So just kind of a nasty weekend. Let's take a look real quick. Drought monitor Arkansas will be updated about 9 o'clock today. Northwest Arkansas, we'll see how that changes next week. Same thing with Missouri, except southwest Missouri, west central Missouri, northern Missouri, same as yesterday. iDrive Arkansas, you can go to this, and if you need Oklahoma, Texas, Mississippi, Tennessee, or Missouri, you can click on these and it'll show you the border states. Missouri does have some problems. You know, this is what we just talked about on I-70 from KC towards St. Louis. And Chillicothe over to Macon, all the way up to Kirksville, Missouri, they have, let's see, covered to partly covered, mostly clear roads up around Kansas City to St. Joe in that part of the country. But you can take a look at iDrive Arkansas, and you can go to any of the border states and pick this up. But this is MODOT, Missouri Department of Transportation. And so, weather brought to you by Old Time Restaurant on the Square in Mountain Home.
All right.
Community calendar, not much right now. Trinity Lutheran Church's Christmas for Kids, VBS Saturday, December 8th from 9:30 to 1, pre-K through 12th grade for no charge. This is a fun time for the kids that mom and dad go out and get some shopping done. And of course, this is weather permitting, you know. So for more information on this activity, 424-2888, Trinity Lutheran Church, Highway 5 South, 1 block past College. And then I went last night to, they have a special Advent service on Wednesday nights at 6:30. Really good last night. What they're doing is the Christmas Carol Silent Night is 200 years old. And Pastor Kapler talks about the forgotten stanzas. You know, you hear Silent Night on all the recordings, but there's some stanzas that have been left out on all the recordings. And so this was an interesting program last night. This continues on the 12th and the 19th at 6:30 Trinity Lutheran Church. Once again, you can call 424-2888.
We got the Christmas parade coming up.
Friday night.
Friday
Tree
night.
lighting, Christmas parade.
What time? 5:30 on the Christmas.
5:30 on the square.
And then they're going to have the big tree lighting ceremony afterwards. So.
Got some music and all kinds of stuff.
And we will be filming and broadcasting the parade.
Wear your Snuggies.
Yeah, here at XL7 we'll be.
Rain hitting the roof.
Yeah,
Yep.
sounds like it's starting to come down.
Community calendar brought to you by Affordable Housing, 870-741-2883.
Lily, you got anything you want to add? Anything
You got
going?
any activities at Montgomery Christian
Anything
Academy?
coming up in your world?
At school we do, if we do be good, we get awarded.
Really? Yeah.
What kind of awards you get?
We get to watch a movie,
Ooh.
or we get to get candy.
Do you usually win the award? Or are you a troublemaker? Do you get in trouble?
Can you see her as a troublemaker? No.
Let her speak.
She's a sweetheart.
Do you ever get in trouble at school?
No.
No. All right.
Hey, I want you to meet somebody. This is Sheriff Montgomery. That's our sheriff for Baxter County. He's our top law enforcement official for Baxter County. You say, hello, Sheriff Montgomery. Do me a favor. See this camera right here, right by where your mom's at? Say, Dale's out of coffee. We need to take a commercial break. Be right back. Can you say that? Or just look at that camera and say, time for a break. Be right back.
Time for a break. Be right back.
When I grow up, I want to save lives, like a superhero, and show up when people needed me.
When I grow up, I want to do animations. I want to create characters that can fly.
No matter what it is you want out of life, there is a path to get there.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I know I want to go to college.
Arkansas State University Mountain Home. Take your first step at asumh.edu.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care of Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Why would I recommend Hospice of the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either a terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
Take a step back in time when going to a barbershop meant more than just getting a haircut. Come into Legionnaire's Barbershop today, a unique gentleman barbershop. Get back in style from a former celebrity and hairstylist and a licensed barber instructor who are trained in tonsorial arts and lock removal and happy to give you a straight razor shave. Legionnaire's Barbershop is veteran owned and operated and located at 848 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. For a full old-fashioned barbershop experience, stop by Legionnaire Barbershop today.
Our old burger was only 7 ounces, but now it's 8 with brioche bun and pickles. Comes with its own steak knife, it's really that big. Your best competition is always yourself. Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. Oh, baby, Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. We're focused on one thing, burgers, ribs, fajitas. Just that one thing, burgers, ribs, and fajitas. We're reeling in our menu because it got out of hand. We had a moment of self-actualization. Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. Oh, baby, Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Do you know where your money goes when you give to charity? At the Salvation Army, 85 cents of every dollar stays to help those in need in our local community. Hi, I'm Captain Spaulding. The money we raise help people in the surrounding 5 counties, including Baxter, Marion, Sharp, Izzard, and Fulton. You can help by donating your unwanted items and by shopping at the Salvation Army store. Those in need get assistance with rent, utilities, sending kids to camp, and many other things. When it comes to this charity, the Salvation Army always helps those in our community.
Whether you're a professional lawnscape contractor or a homeowner in need of quality lawn equipment, Moran's Lawn & Garden has you covered. Moran's is the longest originally owned lawn and garden business in Mountain Home, with a 5,700 square foot warehouse packed full of new current year inventory for all your lawn maintenance needs. Moran stocks a full line of factory parts, and they service everything they sell, offering top names like Grasshopper, Hustler, and Country Clipper. Moran stands behind their quality service with thousands of customers using their products daily. Moran's Lawn & Garden, servicing the entire Twin Lakes area.
Hello.
$7:21.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, we're back. Sheriff John Montgomery's our guest. Hey, welcome. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
'Tis the season. You know, by the time we do this in January, it'll be 2019. So, you look back at 2018. What's your proudest moment?
Ooh.
There's a lot of accomplishments.
In 2018.
I know it's a curveball. You know, normally we talk just kind of generally, but, you know, I think we've had some great successes in law enforcement. I think Baxter County citizens should be very proud of what's I mean, we have some issues, but this is not West Memphis.
No, I call it God's country, and I believe that. I mean, we have an awesome place to live. I mean, there is so many positive things that's happened. Yeah, I mean, obviously we're under construction. The jail is under construction, and we need the space. And I mentioned last time, if you go to our website, you can find live down just a little bit. Oop, there you go. That's live view.
Oh, the mayor was here yesterday, and apparently the pipe just arrived.
Yep. That's correct. And so we are finally. We had we're about 11 weeks behind schedule, but that had to do with some issues with relocating the sewer main, and so that's all been resolved now, and we're moving right along, and we need the space.
But I think what you accomplished here in getting this funded, because the mayor was here yesterday, and this will be accomplished with no debt to the county.
Correct. And and I was at the Marion County. They opened their, I say opened, they ribbon cutting. They've not moved their inmates in yet, but I was there last Friday. And they've got a nice facility, but they're estimating, even with, they came in with some under budget in some areas, and they've had better than projection sales tax revenue so far. So they're still estimating paying off a debt for around 11 or 12 years.
By the time you put the key in the door, it's paid for.
It's paid for.
It's paid for.
Absolutely paid for. And so, again, I go back to the citizens, and I say trusting and believing in what we were trying to do. And I think I think it's a unique. I'm not aware of it ever being tried anywhere else. But basically, what we did is from April 1st through September 30th, 6 months, it's paid for.
Yeah.
And so
through a sales tax issue.
Through a sales tax issue, our summer guests came in and helped us pay for it, and so the sales tax is over and done with. It stopped September 30th, and by the time we open the doors, it will be paid for.
And so there is an operations sales tax that comes in January 1.
It starts January 1. So we're always 2 months behind. So we won't see any of that revenue until say March. And so
here's the wisdom behind this, because when you talk about, and everybody thinks a quarter cent sales tax, let's put it in perspective. For every time you spend $100,
it's a quarter.
It's a quarter. That's couch cushion change.
And understand, I'm a taxpayer too. I mean, this is not like I'm trying to dictate or come up with ideas that affects everybody else. It affects me too. It affects my family. And so a couple of things that we did, trying to look out. And again, nobody wants to pay more taxes. I don't. You don't. But a couple of things. Number one, we set that penny sales tax to build a jail. It had a stop date. And back when we were...
That couldn't be changed.
Couldn't be changed. And even back, when we were pitching the idea, if you will, to the public, one prominent person who's very conservative and has been over the years and a leader in our community, there's a room full of people, probably, 125, 150 people, asked, how do we as the citizens know that you're not going to change the stop date on this? And I said, it's very simple. It's written in and will be on the ballot. We couldn't change it unless the voters went back and changed it. So it's done. So the first thing, it was only 6 months. It was during the summertime. It stopped. But there was also very much thought. I mean, when County Judge Mickey Pendergrass and I sat down and went over this, we specifically talked about the quarter cent didn't start till January. That was not by accident. We didn't want to put that quarter cent over the Christmas holidays. Now, it's going to be from now on, I understand, but I'm talking about you just got through with a 1 penny. We're not going to open the doors until, well, we're a little behind, but until late, summer, early fall. So while, yes, it'd be nice to have the quarter cent, it wasn't necessary. And so we didn't want to burden the taxpayers with that. So it didn't start till January. And that was intentional, to try to give the taxpayers a break. So what's nice about it, we have been understaffed in our current facility. We've been written up 3 years in a row for being understaffed. On top of that, that's understaffed for 80% capacity, by the way. All right, so you think about that. We have
When have you been at 80% capacity?
4 or 5 years. It's 106 this morning's when I looked. This is for the last, I think about the last week, is the first time we've been below 116 all year. So, and I'm going to sound like a Scrooge, but typically this time of year, the judges have a tendency to let people out and give them alternatives. And I'm sorry, I don't, you can call me a Scrooge or whatever, but there's a reason you're in jail, and you didn't get to jail by going to church on Sunday. You violated the law. And so, to me, the best, and I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist, but the best way for someone to finally get and wake up is to hit bottom.
Yeah.
Spending a weekend, spending a holiday in jail, it makes you think. So
you would think so.
So, but anyway, that's why we're at low. It happens every year at this time of year. But we are, we're working. They're digging. They're starting, and so we're hopeful by next fall that we will, be handed the keys and we'll be able to start utilizing that. But the cool part, back to the quarter cent, which is an operation maintenance, we've never had that before, and so it will allow us. We will meet with the budget and quorum court during the summer, because at that time we'll sit down and say we'll be meeting with jail standards and say, okay, this is what we're going to have, and get their recommendations, and then we'll see how many additional personnel we have to hire, and then at that point we'll meet with the quorum court, get that approved. And that, as a quick side note, I can't, even though that money's designated, I can't spend it without quorum court approval. In other words, so even though that money can't be spent for anything else except the jail, the quorum court still has to.
So do you have to go by line item budget?
Yes.
For the, okay.
Yes.
So
yes.
If 235-3 is for light bulbs. See what I'm saying?
General supplies, but yes.
Yeah.
So what happens is we'll submit. Now we've been operating bare bones for a while.
You will know how to act.
So, well, it's more of, we'll actually, we'll be open probably 2 to 3 months in the year 2019. But that will help us set the budget for what's needed, if you understand what I'm saying, in 2020. But additional personnel, et cetera. But we'll have to go back to court and say, hey, whatever that number is, we need, 5 more additional jailers, or whatever the case may be.
You've got the money now. You have to vote. You have to get permission for the distribution of
absolutely.
The funding.
Yes, and what we are very encouraged by is, even with our projections of the additional personnel, et cetera, we're not going to spend all the money that quarter cent brings in. And again, I know we're not there yet, but just based on some preliminary figures. Well, let me tell you why that's good. That money, and I'm just using it as an example. If $100 came in and we only needed to spend 80, that additional 20 can't be used for anything else. That was purposely done that way. It can't be used to build a road. It can't be used. It actually can't even be used for on the sheriff's side. Okay, really? Remember, I got 2 budgets. I got a jail side and I got a sheriff's side. Ooh. I can't even use that money over to hire a road deputy. However, what it does, that money gets set aside. So again, there's $100 come in. I only need to spend 80. That 20 gets set aside for future use for that jail. So our hope is that by the time, and again, I hate to say it, I'd love to tell you this jail will be big enough for the rest of our lives. Yeah. It's probably not. But what will happen, we hope, is that money will continue to get set aside, what we don't use, so that when that time comes, that we have to, the majority of it, if not all of it, will already be sitting there. Now, flipping the coin, I go back to the road deputy. And I don't think anybody would argue that we need additional personnel, road deputies and so on. When we're fully staffed, we only have 3. I mean, it's like today, we only got 3 road deputies. Okay, we had 3 last night. But what's happened, because now the county does not have to fund the operation of that jail, or won't later next year, that frees up the funds over on the county side to
get some more deputies.
To get more deputies and things like that. So this is a win-win for the county, which ultimately I believe is a win-win for the citizens, because we're going to be able to provide better services.
And you'll have better coverage. Just having the officers on the road and knowing that they're there stops. It has to slow down a lot of the crime rate. Just knowing that there's cops that come around the corner in a minute.
Well, I'll tell you something else that helps, and I've seen this. You've probably seen this, because you've been in law enforcement for a long time. Take one of those old cars that you can't use anymore, and you just park it alongside a road somewhere. Just the visual of an empty police car, literally.
It works for out-of-state people.
Does it?
But it doesn't.
But I can't tell that there's anybody in there or not.
But it's sitting in the same spot.
Well, you move it from time to time.
Okay. So for the local folks, I mean, you're right. It's just like Hardy used to have that old car sitting down there. If you're driving through there and you're not from that area, but if you're from
it's like an old Ford Fairmont.
But if you're from that area, you know it's there. But
one thing I want to point out, Sheriff, about this, had we used old school techniques and there was a tax put on the Baxter County citizens, that means we're locked into 41,000 people paying for this jail. But with the sales tax, every time we have tourists in the area, so you drive through Home Depot's lot, Walmart's lot, whatever it is, you see Missouri and Iowa and Illinois and Kentucky and Tennessee, they're inside spending money. That sales tax too comes in, and that's, to me, that's the wisest decision ever made.
Well,
I think it was.
I think it. I mean, it was a concept, and again, I appreciate the county judge working with us, coming up with some solutions, and we presented to the citizens. They voted, and now when and you will say it's over, it worked.
It worked. It worked.
So we're happy, and I'll tell you, lots of other communities were watching us.
Oh yeah.
Because if you think about it, again, nobody wants to pay more taxes, but there are certain things that need to happen. And so if you can make that a very short-term start-end date, because I'll be honest with you, that's what the citizens don't trust. Oh, yeah, you say it's going to end, but it's not. And that's why I kept getting that question over and over and over. No, there is a stop date. For example, now again, Marion County, and I use them because they're just like most of the other counties. They went and did a bond issue. Well, how long are we going to have to pay those taxes? Until the bond's paid off. Well, when is that? Well, we're not sure. I mean, we can estimate, but we're not sure. In this case, it had a stop date. Now, had the tax not brought in enough money, well, we'd have been sitting there going, but it had a stop date, period.
Yep. With that, need to take a break. 7:35 in visiting with Baxter County Sheriff John Montgomery. We will be right back.
Hello, I'm Charles Ferguson. Here at Mountain View Chevrolet, we still do business the old-fashioned way with honesty and integrity. And we have a good inventory of new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs from large to small. Our service department has all GM certified technicians, and our friendly salespeople are ready and eager to fit a car truck to your needs in a price range you can afford. We also have a lot full of pre-owned cars and trucks, program and new car trade-ins to choose from. So come see us at Mountain View Chevrolet.
Life is too short to wear boring clothes. Welcome to Shabby to Chic Salon and Boutique, where we carry the latest trends and fashions and accessories at prices anyone can enjoy. Feel beautiful while looking fabulous with a large range of fashions that fits anyone's sense of style. You're sure to discover something unique and new at every visit. Shabby to Chic also features 12 professional stylists, aesthetics by Amy J, a nail technician, and 4 tanning beds. Excite your style at Shabby to Chic Salon and Boutique in Mountain Home.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the Pie Lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home.
When you need durable and comfortable hospital scrubs stat, you need the Uniform Shop. The Uniform Shop is the place for top quality uniforms, carrying a great selection of name brands including Carhartt, Cherokee, and Gray's Anatomy, as well as shoes from Clogs, Softwalk, and Landau, stethoscopes from Littman, blood pressure cuffs, scissors, name tag retractable, compression socks, paramedic BDUs, and Rocky boots. The Uniform Shop also offers customizing, embroidery, as well as minor alterations. Let us put you in uniforms. Shop the Uniform Shop.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment, their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
With a large
Welcome. Oh, sorry. That's your,
right
that's your line.
So what else we need to talk about?
What do you want to talk about? I'm your guest.
Your Amazon post?
Oh, yeah. Well, this morning, and it just dawned on me, I mean, we encourage folks to buy locally whenever possible, but there are times, you know, that, and I have, and we all do, that you order off Amazon, and obviously Amazon didn't get to be the largest company for, you know, without people buying. So what most people don't realize, I don't think, is Amazon has a charity program. And so if you, instead of the next time you go, and you go to buy something from Amazon, you typically would go to Amazon.com. So this time I want you to do smile.amazon.com. Now, it's the same website, it's the same prices, everything's the same. The difference is the first time you log on, and it's going to pop up, it's going to say, welcome to Amazon Smile. What charity would you like to donate to? And then, of course, we would ask that you consider the Baxter County Sheriff's Foundation. So in that case, you type in Baxter County Sheriff's Foundation. It will pop up. You select them, and now every time you purchase anything from Amazon, a small portion goes to the Sheriff's Foundation.
Well, good.
That is cool.
So and so we have several people already doing this, and we the Sheriff's Foundation receive a check every 3 months from Amazon, and it continues to grow. Now, while it's not, don't get me wrong, it's not like, huge, but let me tell you what it has done. It pays for stuff like postage stamps and supplies and part of the fees and stuff that we have to pay just to have that nonprofit. And as it continues to grow, we can see, because we offer, the foundation offers scholarships to the employees as well as their kids. And most time you don't see that. But we've got people that take advantage of that because we want them to get a better education, because that makes them, we believe, a better employee. Bulletproof vests they purchase. There's just all kinds of things that foundation does for the sheriff's office. We have people, recently we had someone came in, and the man and his wife met with me, and they wanted to make a donation, and so they made a substantial donation to the foundation, because they just want to say thank you, because their particular business, sometimes they work late at night, and if the deputy would see a car there, they would pull in and stop and make sure they were okay. Now, that's part of our job. It's not that we expect anything additional from it, but they just wanted to say thank you, for doing that. So they wanted to make a donation. Back very shortly after the foundation got started, we had a lady come in with her investment broker, and she wanted to help us. And her big thing was safety, because she had commented her husband had passed, and in the past years they lived close to a nightclub, and more than once they would have a drunk beating on their door, and then of course you think about it, who is it, what's going on? And she commented that many times if a deputy would show up, he was always by himself. So she wanted to do something to help. And so after discussing with her, we at that time had one taser that they would take turns taking out. Okay, so she wrote a substantial check to the foundation, who then bought tasers for all of our employees and then gave them to the employees. So she got the tax write-off by making it to the foundation. So those are just little things that the foundation does for us, and it's an avenue for people that want to help. To do that. I got a lady that this will be, she's already contacted me. This will be the 3rd year in a row. Her and her husband are well up in years, and they typically spend, in Christmas. Well, 3 years ago, she said, this is crazy. We don't need anything. So they took the money that they would normally give each other, and they came and they write it to the foundation as a, we want to give you the gift because we don't need anything for each other. Those are little things, but they mean so much to us.
I remember years ago when I had my construction company out there, and every now and then I'd have a note on the door, and it'd be from the sheriff's department that we came by, blah, 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 and checked all your doors and everything. And it was just cool to know that they just, every now and then, just kind of look in on us, and we're not there. And they go by and check the doors, make sure everything's locked, everything's looked good, leave a little note, hey, we were here. I thought that was cool.
It makes a difference.
It makes the peace of mind is a big thing.
I want to throw this map up here, Scooter. This is Baxter County.
That looks like a map of Baxter County. What is it?
It's a map of Baxter County. Look at top to bottom. Oh, well, okay, Clark Ridge to Big Flat. What's that, 52, 53 miles?
Well, I will tell you right now, if I had to go to Big Flat in an emergency, and I went out and got in my vehicle, and I turned the lights and siren on, and I took off to Big Flat, maybe I could make it in about 55 minutes. Maybe.
And the thing is, there's really not much place you can run much faster than 60, even with lights and siren.
Yeah.
For the safety factor.
Exactly. And at night, although you still have to worry about daytime, but at night, you have so many deer out there.
Yeah.
I mean, we have push guard. We call them push guards on the front of our cars with wraparounds because we hit so many deer at night. It's unbelievable how many accidents. Those save us. Not always. I mean, because sometimes if you hit it hard enough, it's not. But we have saved just by investing in those push guards and the wraparounds on the front of our cars. It has saved thousands and thousands of dollars.
And I'm even looking at Push Mountain Road. That's not an easy road to drive.
No, most time you can see your taillights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, drag your hood on it.
I like that theory.
So this is not an easy county. This is not a pity part, but this is what they deal with. I mean, this is reality. We have a very rural southern part of Baxter County. You get down to Norfolk, down here at Lone Rock, Advance, on 341. I think he's got a farm down there in that area. So you've got a lot of territory for a 41,000 population county. You've got a lot of miles to travel.
We do, and when you think about it, when you've only got 3 on, and you have a serious emergency call.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Okay, and so now you send 2. Pick any spot on the map. You send 2.
Okay, you got one guy at Midway. Say you got one guy at Henderson and one guy at Norfolk, and you've got a problem in Gassville.
All right. Well, of course, Gassville during the daytime, they've got city officers on. Yeah. But that's the other thing. Even though Gassville, Lakeview, Cotter, even Norfolk have their own police departments, if they need help, we're going to go. Number one, but number two, if they're not on, we go. We take care of those calls. So, really, with the exception of Mountain Home, we're late at night we're covering the rest of the county, including the cities.
What's your mileage? You total all the miles for every vehicle for 1 year.
I actually have that number, but not with me. So
it's going to be significant.
It is. Now, here's an interesting, but a little side note. And you were going back to patrolling and being seen and so on and so forth. We compare numbers, and they're going to fluctuate from year to year, and there's lots of things that can happen. But here's something we've noticed just over the last, say, 4 to 5 years. If you go back and compare the numbers 14 years ago when I started, we want our deputies to patrol as much as possible. So the idea is if you're not answering a call, we want you out driving the roads and whatever. What's interesting is the number of calls we answer have gone up so substantial that the miles we actual patrol have gone down because they're so busy answering calls, they don't have as much time to patrol, which also means that they have less time to run radar, they have less time to watch stop signs, they have less time to watch for people speeding through subdivisions, and so on and so on and so forth. So there's a cause and an effect here. So going back to, if you think about it, just kind of look at the county, and we do divide up. We call them zones, and so the county is divided up, into 6 zones. But if you look at that with 3 people, just adding a 4th, what you've done. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Okay, now while that may not sound like a lot, it's huge. Because keep in mind, I got people that they get vacation, they do get sick. And I can tell you there's been many a night in 2018 that I've only had 2 deputies on.
Wow. With that, we need to take a break. Coming up on 7:49, we'll finish out with Sheriff right after this. Showroom of over 13,000 square feet, the Furniture Depot is your local choice for quality name brand furniture at prices anyone can afford. They carry a great selection of catnapper recliners, power recliners with lumbar support, and lift chairs. Check out Furniture Depot's variety of living room and dining room sets in various styles and designs. And don't forget about their mattress gallery featuring Serta, Symbol mattresses, and adjustable beds. Family owned and operated, that's Furniture Depot, located in the Ozark Shopping Center in Mountain Home.
It's that time of year again. time to take a hard look at your Medicare health plan. If you're looking for a new plan or looking to renew your existing plan, now's the time to renew all your options. At Backo Insurance, we'll sit down with you and show you all the new choices and options, including $0 premium plans with low copays and dental, vision, and hearing benefits. Let us help take the confusion out of selecting a plan and find one catered to your needs. Contact Backo Insurance today, located at 351 East 9th Street, Suite B in Mountain Home.
When I grow up, I want to save lives, like a superhero, and show up when people needed me.
When I grow up, I want to do animations. I want to create characters that can fly.
No matter what it is you want out of life, there is a path to get there.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I know I want to go to college.
Arkansas State University Mountain Home. Take your first step at asumh.edu.
Have you ever?
7:50, finishing up the program with Sheriff John Montgomery, and this will be our final time in 2018. I mean, a month from now we'll be in 2019 when we do this again, and so where'd this year go? Just here and gone. Inclement weather coming up. Give us some advice.
Potential bad weather this weekend. I know they're still not sure exactly how much and whatever, but going back to how few people we have, and even on my way here this morning, I'm on the phone with my patrol lieutenant, and we were talking, make sure the snow tires are, we have studded snow tires that goes on our cars, make sure they're on, make sure the gas tanks are full, not only for the shift that's about to end, because they'll come back Monday, and we don't know yet road-wise, but also for the shift to, becomes tomorrow. But what happens is we typically get so covered up with people sliding off the ditches and accidents and so on and so forth, it really puts a strain. So what can you do today, tomorrow? Get whatever you need to get, and if you are not working or you absolutely have to, don't get out. Don't go to the store. Seriously, stay home. Because a couple things that does. Number one, you put less people on the road, so your odds of having an accident or someone else having an accident go down. But number two, if the highway department, street department, county road department, if you'll stay off those roads, they have a better chance of getting them cleared up where they will be taken care of. So staying home it helps a whole lot of people. And when you look at those areas of those roads that are not packed because people are continuing to drive on them, the road departments can take care of and get those cleaned off, and we're good. So the other thing, just if you have to get out, couple things. Take a couple of bottles of water with you. Keep a blanket in the back seat or something. Make sure you have a cell phone charger with you in your car. A few things like gloves and things like that.
Perhaps
flashlight wouldn't hurt. But a few things like that. Just keep in your car to have. Now, if you're working or you really have to travel a lot, back in the old days, I used to take a small cardboard box, and I would take a trash bag, put inside that cardboard box, and I would fill it with sand. And then, because that way it keeps it from spreading, and I'd put one over the rear wheel in the trunk of my car, because that's back when everything was rear wheel drive. I know I'm old. So you put that over the rear, each rear wheel well. Well, if you ever got out on ice where you couldn't move, you have sand that you now can throw under. Now, kitty litter. They say that works very well.
I was going to say, I heard the kitty litter.
So there's a couple things that you can do that, if you have to travel. If you do not have to travel, honestly, you can do us more help by not getting out of your house.
And something else, I think the mayor said this for the city, don't park along the side of the road. Park in the driveway. Park in the yard.
Yeah, because street departments and road departments need to clear those roads, and it causes problems.
What have we overlooked? What do we need to talk about that you need to bring to our attention that I've overlooked?
How about Cornbread the cat?
Oh, yeah, Cornbread. Yeah, how's he doing?
Cornbread, she's doing great. And if you, for those that don't know, Cornbread actually is famous. Cornbread made national news. So if you you can Google Cornbread the Cat and see a lot of the news articles. It's interesting because we don't, even food and kitty litter and so on and so forth, we don't use tax dollars to do that. We all chip in. And we have occasionally some people will come in and say, here, we'd like to,
Really?
Here's some money, please buy food for the cat or whatever. So, and that's nice. I mean, we have such a caring community, you would think, but even the cat, that's a stress reliever, I can tell you, for the office. You wouldn't think so, but it really is. And yes, I'll tell you, the cat's spoiled. I mean, there's no question.
Is that cornbread there?
Nope.
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 Well, let's go back here. Let's see. Baxter Bulletin website have it. There's a picture. There we go. That's not it there. I don't know how I got that on there.
Well, we're not doing good on the pictures.
Well, there's the picture.
I think he had fat fingers myself. Nope, you did it again.
There it is. Boys, watching everything you do right there.
Yep.
See if I can enhance that. No. Chase us. Come on. Never mind. I don't know what this thing pulling up.
That's what we get for letting Dale run the computer.
Yeah, we're letting Dale run the computer, yeah. But yeah, I bet it is a
cool.
stress
now
reliever.
Click on that picture.
This one?
Mm-hmm. Now click on that picture.
Here?
Yep. There you go.
That'll work. That's from the back.
Anyway,
there's cornbread.
We live
Didn't
in
Channel 3 come down and do something?
They did. They came down and did a whole news story. The Baxter Bulletin did a story. Debbie Stanek did a story, and then that actually made, I'm trying to remember, I think it was USA Today, Newsweek that picked that up off of Debbie's, and then Channel 3 came down and did a story.
And then NBC picked up off of that feed,
Yep.
Wow,
So,
that's pretty good.
Mountain Home's getting popular from a cat. There's the story.
But think about that, shows the down home part of Mountain Home.
Can I see this just a second?
Oh no.
This is artistic drawing. And I believe he is trying to say this is me. Just so you'll know. Was that not right, Dale?
Yeah, that's right.
Didn't he say that was me?
Yeah. All right.
So I'm reduced to a little dot on a piece of paper. I think it's what he did.
And the big dot's a rock.
Yeah.
And that's the question.
I think right now we could both get a free meal if we stop talking about that.
In a foot A and a mouth B.
One real quick thing I do want to say. I sincerely appreciate the other elected officials in this county. It really is amazing how well we work together. We have regular monthly meetings where we all get together. We discuss the issues, problems, solutions. It has been a breath of fresh air because it's not always been that way. And I can tell you, listening to the other sheriffs around the state, it is not that way. I sincerely appreciate we all working together because the bottom line is we're all in this for the same reason, is to make Baxter County better.
Right.
And so it has truly been a breath of fresh air for all of us to be able to work together. And we don't always agree on everything, but we go in and we meet. And again, having regular meetings, and we all have different areas that we're responsible for. So I'm very appreciative of that.
You bet, yeah. And that's, we see the benefits of that. I really do. You have to work with local police departments in several cities. You have to work with fire departments where you have to assist in several cities, whether they're volunteer or fully funded, whatever it may be. It's a team effort.
It is.
And so, Scooter,
Well, it's saying,
you want to draw another picture?
It's all right. See this little dot? No. I think I've done enough.
We'll let the sheriff have final thoughts. About 30 seconds.
I just want to say thank you. I love my job. The citizens have entrusted me to be their sheriff for the last 14 years, getting ready to start 4 more. And I just want to say thank you, because I love my job 95% of the time.
Yep.
And I think, and that says a lot.
Well, we appreciate your work and your dedication and what you've done for 14 years, and we're looking forward to 4 more. So, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Wish you and your family the best.
This is me saying Merry Christmas. See this little dot right here. Merry Christmas.
Gotta go. See you tomorrow. Thanks, Sheriff, for being here.